Welcome back to your daily dose. I'm your host, Alize, and this is a daily dose where you already know we stay doing the most. If you guys have not, you know what? I don't even care if you subscribe or not. By all means. If you haven't liked any of the videos, who gives a damn? It doesn't really matter. All right. So, look, before I even, go ahead and have this video, I do want to let you guys know something. Sorry, I have this set up on my computer. I do want to let you guys know something. I really don't talk about relationships a lot, only because I myself am still building a relationship with myself. And I've had bad relationships myself, hence shadow work. And oh my God, guys, look at this. I literally have this much left of my shadow work. Can't show y'all that. I would never share my secret. That's for me. But I have this much left of my shadow work to do. And then I'm done. So, yeah. So, yeah, back to it. Sorry, it's kind of hot in here. It's very hot. I need to buy a bigger fan. But yeah, the reason I really don't talk about relationships as much is because I never really knew or had the right words to say when it came to relationships. But I feel like I've had enough experience to, share with you about the experiences that I experienced in my relationships and the lessons that I learned. But most of all, and most importantly, at the end of the day, I mostly learned the lessons of what I did and what I was projecting and how I was feeling about myself subconsciously. So I want to say this. When it comes to relationships, we don't attract what we want. We attract what we are. And I know I've mentioned this. I know I've talked about this. And I feel like I want to go into more of a deeper aspect. How you see yourself, how you feel about yourself, what you believe about yourself is what you're going to attract. Whether it's a friendship, whether it's a loving relationship with a significant other, even in family. And we don't choose our family. We don't. And the reason I say family is because, we do have relationships with our families. They could be good relationships. They could be bad relationships. They can be in between relationships. And the reason I say in between is it could be good and it could be not good, depending. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you go through. But the relationships that, let's talk about when, attracting friends and attracting people that we actually want to date, we have to take a look at ourselves. And the reason we have to take a look at ourselves is because if we have a negative subconscious belief about how we see ourselves, and we're going to, in the relationship, the bad relationship that we have with ourselves, we don't have a loving relationship with who we are, we're going to attract emotionally unavailable people. We're going to attract people who either want to abuse us, use us, people who don't even love themselves. Even we're going to attract what we don't want. So if you I talk about this all the time, you already are love. You don't need to go out there looking for love. No one looks for love. Yeah, you can go out there, go on dates and, meet different people. But at the end of the day, the right one, not even the right one, love will come to you. Okay? The person that is for you will come to you. In friendships, the people that are your support system, your spiritual family, they will come to you. You won't have to go looking for them. They will find you. If you focus on building yourself into the better version of who you are meant to be. If you solely focus on building a relationship with you, shadow work. If you focus on loving you if you focus on committing to you, if you focus on building a friendship with you, then you will then attract the things that you want. The reason we don't attract what we want is because we are not ready. Now, see, here's a twist. Y'all gonna be like, oh, but Alize, when I'm manifesting, I could manifest anything I want, this, that, and the third. What you trying to tell me? Oh, so da-da-da-da-da. The reason I say you're not ready is because you're not ready, because you're not focusing on building that loving foundational relationship within yourself. You're not focusing on the qualities of who you are, as in you working on the qualities, you as in you wanting those same qualities within another individual. You know what I'm saying? You're not building yourself up into the version that you're supposed to be, that you're meant to be, in order to attract these things that you want into your life. You have to work on yourself, okay? I'm gonna just get to it. You have to work on yourself. You have to focus on you. We all have a place in our lives, and I've mentioned this before. We have to be alone sometimes. Yesterday, for example, I went to the movies. I know it's not a big deal, but I went to the movies. I said, you know what, I'm gonna go to the movies. I told my coworkers, a few of my friends, I said, I'm going to the movies by myself. I'm gonna go see The Nun 2, and that's what I'm gonna go watch. But I didn't end up just seeing The Nun 2. I ended up watching The Exorcist, and I loved it. And you wanna know why I loved it? Because I was enjoying my own company. If you can't be by yourself, if you can't be by you, you can't be by yourself, you can't be alone, if you can't love yourself, then how do you expect someone else to love you? But it's not even the fact of how to expect someone else to love you. How do you expect you to love someone else? We're always being told that, how can we expect other people to love us and to accept us? How can we expect ourselves to accept and to love others if we don't accept and love ourselves? You see what I'm saying? People are going to mirror back how you see, view, and how you treat yourself. That's why we attract what we don't want. We attract the opposite because we haven't got to the root of the problem and we haven't began to work. That's why I saw a lot of videos of fuck self-improvement and do shadow work, because shadow work is for your ass. Shadow work is a way for you to be real and to be vulnerable with yourself, naked, just like the smoothie. It's really a way for you to actually look at all parts of who you are. Reveal the things that you don't want to reveal, those secrets that you've been keeping locked away for so long, to bring them to the surface and to face them, and to face the reality that these things happen, to face the mistakes that you did make, to face you, those racing thoughts, those thoughts of you not feeling good enough, of you not feeling worthy, of you feeling like you're not deserving of the loving relationship that you really want. Those thoughts of you being physically, sexually, mentally abused, spiritually abused, whether it was your parents that neglected you, your past, the people that have hurt you, the betrayal, the lies, whatever you went through. This is a way for you to bring it to the surface and to face it. It happened. It did. That is the reality. But this does not mean that I am not worthy of what I want. This does not mean that I'm going to keep constantly attracting the same people that have done me wrong, that the same things that have happened to me in my past. I don't have to keep constantly recreating it in a different way. Now, why did I bring up abuse? I brought up abuse is because it does start for one, let's get psychological here. It starts from home. It starts when we're younger. Okay? a lot of the relationships we end up in is because of, whether, even if they're friends, we hold on to people who do us wrong because we are subconsciously, we're already used to it. Now we know that it's wrong. We know that we should leave. But how do we get out of this situation? Sometimes it's not easy. Dealing with someone who's putting their hands on you. It's not easy to just walk away from a domestic violence relationship. You can walk away, but then you're going to have this person either stalk you or, you know what I'm saying? And depending on the situation, it can be very difficult. It can. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to being sexually abused, we have this fear that there is a possibility these things, it can happen again. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes psychologically, the person who has been sexually abused will turn into the abuser. The person who has been physically abused will turn into the abuser. Now, none of the things that have happened to you as a child, when you were growing up, that was not your fault. But you have the choice to choose what you want to attract into your life. You have the choice to choose. We all do. David Goggins said it himself. Everyone is fucked up. We've all been through shit. We've been through a lot of stuff. We've been through a lot of things that we don't want to talk about, that we don't want to face. And we find ourselves, we wonder why we keep attracting the things that are the opposite of what we want, because we haven't truly worked on ourselves and we haven't begun to actually bring those things to the surface and say, you know what, this may have happened to me, but this doesn't mean that I'm less than. This doesn't mean that I'm not loved. This doesn't mean that there's not people that will love me. This doesn't mean that there's going to be people that are going to constantly hurt me. And this doesn't mean that it'll happen to my children. I wanted to go into the deeper aspect of things because I feel like we only talk about the surface level. And sometimes you have to go into the deeper aspect of things because it may feel uncomfortable, but that is a way for you to really grow and to really change. I don't know your lives. I don't know your lives. I don't know what you guys are going through on an everyday basis. I don't know what you have been through. But I can honestly say that the things that you went through was not your fault. It wasn't. Let it go. And I know it's easier said than done, which I have another video for that. I know it is easier said than done. And I'm not saying, oh, just wake up one day and say, you know what? I went through this. I'm going to let it go. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, you know. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying really write it out, face it, and tell yourself, if you're hurting, allow your inner child to feel that hurt. Give your inner child a chance to speak. If it happened in your adolescence, give your teenage self the chance to speak. As an adult, give yourself the chance, give it a voice. And say, although this may have happened to me, although these things may have occurred, I am the creator of my reality. And I can attract the things that I want because I am worthy of the things I want. I am worthy of to have loving relationships, to have people in my life that care about me, to have friends that support me, to have people that are that accept me and see me for who I am and do not judge me. I am worthy to have the loving relationship that I desire. I am worthy of that. The things that I went through does not mean that I'm less than. It was not my fault. I was young. I was hurt. I was betrayed. Whatever you went through, it's not your fault. I'm here to tell you that now. And now you have a chance to change the things in your life by focusing on your self-conception of you. by focusing on the shadow part of you, by focusing on loving you, by focusing on putting you first, by focusing on forgiving. You don't have to forgive. You don't. You can simply walk through life and say, you know what? F it. But the reason I say forgiveness is important is because you're not forgiving for those other people or for that other person. You're forgiving for you. So you can heal. So you can move forward. So when you look back, that whatever happened in your past, whatever that person did, if they used you for your money, financial abuse, whatever it was, you can look at that person and just be like, you know what? I ain't even tripping on you because you can't hurt me. You didn't break me. Because look at where I am. I decide how my future is going to be. I decide the relationships that I'm going to manifest. I decide what I and who I want in my life. I decide this. This is my reality. I can make these decisions. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of the of having the things that I want in my life because I'm deserving. And I'm not going to let what happened to me in my past define the rest of my future. Because it does not define my future. I define my future. Because I am the creator. I am the operant power. I need to reveal and bring these things to the surface so I can work on them. So I can truly get down to the bottom of why do I feel the way that I feel and why do I keep attracting these relationships, these toxic relationships that I don't want? Why do I keep attracting emotionally unavailable people? I keep attracting them because I'm emotionally unavailable to myself. I'm not checking in with myself. I'm not trying to see if I'm okay. I'm not worried about how I'm feeling, what I'm going through. I'm not putting me first. I'm always putting someone else first. Why am I so scared? Because when someone leaves me, because I have the thought that I'm going to always be left, because I have been left, because I have been neglected. Why do I assume that someone is going to hurt me? Because I have been hurt. People have hurt me in my past. But I can't constantly keep assuming that everyone is out to hurt me. I can't constantly keep assuming that, because this has happened to me, this is going to constantly keep recreating in my life over and over again. Remember, the subconscious is the most powerful. The subconscious mind is what manifests the things into our reality. Just because you were cheated on doesn't mean that the next person is going to cheat on you. But if you feel that you're always cheated on, if you always feel that you're going to be left, if you always think someone's going to hurt you, you're going to keep attracting those things into your life. And even still, even if a lot of people may not believe this and you don't have to agree with me, it's totally fine. I'm not saying you have to agree with me because you don't, but I'm going to tell you right now, the reason I know this is from experience. Why is it that I was attracting so many people up to the age of 27 as I am now? The people are reflecting what I'm doing to me, how I see myself and what I deeply, deeply believe about me. Because my mother left, I believe that I'm always going to be left. I tell people, oh, don't leave me, because I have a fear of being abandoned. But I can't put my past into my present. I can't put my past into my future. Because the past cannot exist into the present unless you allow it. And the only way you can recreate these things is by you believing still that deep down inside, this may have happened. These things have happened and occurred in my life. And this may keep happening. A lot of people say, fuck love. You can't say fuck love. Love is not supposed to hurt. Love is not supposed to be painful. Why do you think animals, I read a quote somewhere, why God made animals so they can't speak, to show us what love is. Love is to be expressed through actions, not through words. So when you are looking for that person, or if you want that person, you need to understand that you are most definitely worthy of the loving, committed a relationship that you desire. When you want friends, You need to know that, okay, yes, you were bullied in your past. I was bullied. People used to bully me, talk about me, call me names and all types of stuff. But right now, as an adult, as I get older, as I become wiser, I start to see that, you know what, this may have happened, but this doesn't mean that everyone is out to hurt me. You cannot bleed on other people because someone or something has hurt you in your past. This is how we keep recreating this cycle, the cycles that we don't want to continue to experience because of the subconscious beliefs that we have hidden in our shadow. Bring it to the surface. Allow yourself to feel. If you have to scream, if you have to yell, if you got your own place and you just want to break shit and replace it, if you got the money like that, then baby, do it. Whatever you feel like you want to do. And even if you want to call that person to confront that individual and let them know you have no power over me. Write them a letter. Whatever it is. We all have secrets. No one has to know your secret but you. We all have pain. We've all been through something. But you are worthy. And I want you to have that loving relationship. And you have to first build it with you. It starts with you. It starts with your shadow. It starts with your inner child. Because in the end, if you continuously go through life, moving at this pace and thinking that you don't have to do the inner work, you will keep recreating the experiences just in a different way that you don't want to experience. And how? For example, I'll give you an easy one. Say you were neglected, right? You're going to grow, and this is something that's happened to you. Your mindset is always going to be, this person's going to leave me. And you're going to have the fear of being left. And what's going to happen is when people leave you, that's when you're going to start to think in your mind, I'm not good enough. No one loves me. I'm not worthy of love. Love doesn't exist because everybody leaves me. My mama left me. My daddy left me. No one loves me. So why am I here? Then you'll start to go into sadness. Then that sadness will progress into depression. Then you'll start to think suicidal thoughts. These things happen, you guys. And you don't have to agree with me. By all means, let me know if I'm wrong. But this is only opinionated. This is opinionated. This is my own personal opinion. And the reason I say this is because I've noticed that a lot of people that I attract, the people I don't want, I attract the things that are the opposite of my manifestation, and I've attracted them so long is because I haven't done the inner work on me. I haven't decided to focus on me, but now I've decided to focus on me and do little small things for myself that make me feel happy, that make me feel good, because I am worthy. I am love. You don't go to love. Nobody goes to love. Love comes to you. And that's the way it should have been. And I'm sorry if you didn't feel that way. If you weren't loved, or if you weren't told that you were worthy, or if you weren't told that you were enough. But I'm here to tell you that you are enough, and you are more than enough. And you're deserving of what you want. And you want those loving relationships. Build it with you. Let your shadow have a voice. Peace.